Google downplays the number of potentially harmful apps on the Play Store. In a new report looking back over 2018, a year in which Google celebrated the 10th anniversary of the launch of the first commercial Android device, the search giant gives itself a pat on the back for what appears to be an impressive milestone. The company knew, of course, as with any such analysis, some context and caveats are in order. For starters, that's 0.04% of FOSS in 2018. It was up from 0. Another point to consider is that while 0.04% sounds like a pretty small percentage, if you take estimate of Android app downloads for 2018, almost 76 billion, that percentage still works out to almost 31 million FOSS. Among those apps, click-brought apps accounted for almost 55% of total installs in 2018. Such apps, among other highlights from Google's Android Security Year in Review, the company says that by the fourth quarter of 2018, security updates were received by 84% more devices than in the same quarter 1 year earlier. Also, all of these efforts continued with the release of Android 9, which the report goes on to note added a myriad of new security features to keep devices and users secure. Others insights in
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park.